Is it the naive optimism that, well, one day it'll be worth it because just one video goes viral, then you have an entire library of content, and then all the other stuff will get lots of views. And if you're saying things that you believe have value, then it's worth it to have it online, publicly accessible. Which leads me to something else I'm building called Living Libraries, which is very cool. And basically it takes someone's entire body of work and it makes it conversational. So you can chat with it and it will provide references, or you can have a conversation, like a verbal conversation, because of voice agents now. I've set that up, and so you can talk to it. It's kind of creepy. I set it up, I'm working on mine, and maybe for a few other people now. But I set mine up to where it's like first person when you're talking to the voice, but it's not my voice. And it says things in ways that I wouldn't say them, even though it's telling 100% the truth. So far I haven't gotten it to fail. It knows because of the way that I trained it, and I'm using RAG plus a massive prompt database of information of everything that I've done the last 20 years online. I need to get stuff off old hard drives. I've got stuff from 30 years ago, probably when I was like really young. But it would be interesting to see like how my views changed over the decades, and as they should. But it's third person when you're chatting with it, like by text chat, which is better. So it's like you ask it a question, it's like, well, Josh did this, Josh believes this, Josh said this in this article, and then later he said this in this article, and it's really interesting. But when it's voice chat, it's first person, which for some people maybe it would work, especially if you cloned your voice. For me, it's kind of creepy because it talks in ways that I don't talk, and I think it should be third person. I think it should be like a nice sort of butler type of person, or an assistant that's like, yes, that's a very interesting question. Josh believes this. He said this in this article, and you know, you can have a conversation with it, but it's like a really intelligent, charismatic, well-spoken assistant, as opposed to trying to be me in voice. I don't really like that. But anyway, it's cool because of how it's all set up, and I think it's something that will become popular. It's not something that has a moat. I'm offering to build them for people because it's a lot of work, but it's something that anyone can do if they want to, and there's probably going to be lots of people who do it. It's a really, really cool thing that everyone who has a body of work should do, to sort of centralize your information, how you want to represent yourself. You know, there's so much about personal branding in the last decade. Now we have the ability to really, truly have those conversational tools to where your personal brand isn't just a static website, but it's interactive. And that's super cool. And so I'm reaching out to people who have massive bodies of work, but in an ideological framework that I agree with, that I believe in. Because in this new world that we're living in, ideology is really important. And I don't want to help or promote or even be paid by people whose ideology I completely disagree with. Because this is a spiritual and ethical and ideological war that we are in for humanity. And so that's just where I draw the line. But there's lots and lots of people that have just, you know, tens or hundreds of written works and publications and videos and podcasts and so much content that they could put into a living library and make it conversational, to where someone doesn't have to go and search for, oh, what did this person say? Or, you know, maybe they find something older that you believed in 2016, but you don't believe in 2026. But if you have all of that together in one place, then your conversational living library can say, well, that's an interesting question. In 2016, this person believed this. Now over the years, their views have evolved. Here's why. Here's what the current view in 2026 is. And give you really the updated viewpoint on that information. So it's a really cool thing that I'd like to share more, but man, editing the videos, that's always been my thing. And that still is not. You can make videos, but editing still is not something that AI has caught up with in terms of tools to really edit very, very well. Like, you can cut out all the spaces, you can put captions, there's a bunch of tools that you can use, but not to do really the amazing edits that super high quality video editors can do. So of all of the information jobs, digital jobs, that's one that I realized that may have the longest runway before AI takes over, because quality video editing, and I'm not talking about CapCut social media stuff that's just like, it gives you a seizure. I'm talking about actually editing. So if I was going to edit this and I was going to have graphics that come in and images that come in, and you know, the text captions are pretty easy, but if I want to have like really nice text that comes across, and then my screen videos, screen share and all that stuff, that's not something AI can do yet. So video editors, you guys might have a few months longer than most of the other information jobs. Kudos to you.